Downtown we let it go. Sunset high and I'm playing slow. Blood rush in the hazy glow. My head to the bones.
So the men left and went through the land. They wrote its description on a stone town by town in 7 parts and returned to Joshua in the camp at Silo. Joshua then cast lots for them at Silo in the presence of the Lord, and there he distributed the land to the Israelites according to their tribal divisions. Allotment for Benjamin. The first lot came from the tribe of Benjamin according to its clans. Their allotted territory lay between the tribes of Judah and Joseph. On the north side their boundary began at the Jordan, past the northern slope of Jericho, and headed west into the hill country, coming out at the wilderness of Beth-aven. From there across to the south slope of Luz, that is Bethel, and went down to the Toroth Otter on the hill south of Lower Beth Horon. From the hill facing Beth Horon on the south, the boundary turned south along the western side and came out at Kiriath Baal, that is Kiriath Jearim, a town of the people of Judah. This was the western side. The southern side began at the outskirts of Kiriath Jearim on the west, and the boundary came out at the spring of the waters of Nephtoah. The boundary went down to the foot of the hill facing the valley of Ben Hinnom, north of the valley of Rephaim. It continued down the Hinnom Valley along the southern slope of the Jebusite city and Sonda and Rogel. It then curved north, went to En-Shemish, continued to Gileoth, which faces the pass of the Duman, and ran out to the stone of Baham, son of Reuben. It continued to be the northern slope of Beth Arabah, and on down into the Arabah. It then went to the northern slope of Beth Hogla and came out to the northern bay of the Dead Sea, at the mouth of the Jordan in the south. This was the southern boundary. The Jordan formed the boundary on the eastern side. These were the boundaries that marked out the inheritance of the clans of Benjamin on all sides. The tribe of Benjamin, according to its clans, had the following towns: Jericho, Beth Hogla, Amek, Kaziz, Beth Arabah, Chemiram, Bethiel, Aviriam, Para, Afra, Kephar, Ammoni, Ophni, and Geba, 12 towns and their villages: Gibeon, Ramah, Bethroth, Mizpah, Kirberoth, Mozpah, Rechiam, Irpeel, Terapoa, Zela, Halioth, the Djibouti city that is Jerusalem, Gibeah, and Kiriath, 14 towns and their villages. This was the inheritance of Benjamin for its clans. Allotment for Simone. The second lot came up for the tribe of Simone according to its clans. Their inheritance lay within the territory of Judah. It included Beersheba, Sheba, Moladah, Hazor, Shal, Bala, Azim, Elatul, Bele, Hormah, Ziklag, Beth Marco, Hazar, Susa, Beth Libioth, and Shiruvim, 13 towns and their villages. Ain, Ramon, Ether, and Ashan, 4 towns and their villages, and all the villages around these towns, as far as Belith Beer, Ramah, and the Negev. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the Samoites, according to its clans. The inheritance of the Samoites was taken from the share of Judah, because Judah's portion was more than they needed, and the Semites received their inheritance within the territory of Judah. Allotment for Zebulun. The third lot came up for Zebulun according to its clans. The boundary of their inheritance went as far as Sarid. Going west, it ran to Maralah, touched Dabasheth, and extended to the ravine near Jokneam. It turned east from Sarid toward the sunrise to the territory of Kisloth, Tabor, and went up on the Dabarath, and ended up to Japhia. Then it continued eastward to Gath Hepher and Eth Kazin. It came out at Ramoan and turned toward Anea. There the boundary went around the north to Hanathon, and it ended at the valley of Iptael. Included were Katalth, Nahalal, Shimron, Idalah, and Bethlehem. These were the 12 towns and their villages. These towns and their villages were the inheritance of Zebulun, according to its clans. Allotment for Issachar. The fourth lot came out for Issachar according to its clans. Their territory included Jezreel, Kezaluth, Shunem, Haparahim, Shion, Anarharath, Rabbith, Kishion, Ebes, Ramithan, Ganim, Enhadah, and Beth Pazez. The boundary touched Tabor, Shahazuma, and Beth Shemesh, and ended at the Jordan. There were 16 towns and their villages. These towns and their villages were the inheritance of the tribe of Issachar, according to its clans. Allotment for Asher. The fifth lot came out for the tribe of Asher according to its clans. Their territory included Helkath, Hali, Beaton, Aksaph, Alahalamelech, Amad, and Mishal. On the west, the boundary touched Carmel and Shehor Libnath. It then turned east towards Beth Dagon, touched Zebulun and the valley of Ipta-el, and went north to Beth-emek and Neiel, passing Kabul on the left. It went to Abdon, Rehob, Hamon, and Cana, as far as Greater Sidon. The boundary then turned back toward Ramah and went to the fortified city of Tyre, turned toward Hosa, and came out at the Mediterranean Sea in the region of Akzib, Umma, Aphek, and Rehob. There were 22 towns and their villages. These towns and their villages were the inheritance of the tribe of Asher, according to its clans. Allotment for Naphtali. The sixth lot came out for Naphtali, according to its clans. Their boundary went from Hephlef and the large tree in Zananim, passing Adami Nekeb and Zabneel to Lekum, and ending at the Jordan. The boundary ran west through Aznoth Tabor and came out at Hukuk. It touched Zebulun on the south, Asher on the west, and Jordan on the east. The fortified towns were Zedim, Zer, Hamath, Rakath, Kinnereth, Adamah, Ramah, Hazor, Kadesh, Edrei, Unhazor, Iron, Migdal, El, Horam, Bethanath, and Beth Shemesh. There were 19 towns and their villages. These towns and their villages were the inheritance of the tribe of Naphtali, according to its clans. Allotment for Dan. The seventh lot came out for the tribe of Dan, according to its clans. The territory of their inheritance included Zorah, Eshtaol, Ir, Shemesh, Shabalabin, Ajalon, Italath, Elon, Timnah, Ekron, Elatika, Gibbethon, Balath, Jehud, Beni, Barak, Gath Ramon, Me, Jarkon, and Rakan, with the area facing Joppa. When the territory of the Danites was lost to them, they went up and attacked Leshem and took it, put it to the sword, and occupied it. They settled in Leshem and named it Dan after their ancestor. These towns and their villages were the inheritance of the tribe of Dan, according to its clans. Allotment for Joshua. When they had finished dividing the land into its allot portions, the Israelites gave Joshua son of Nun as inheritance among them, as the Lord had commanded. They gave him the town he asked for, Timnath, Serah, in the hill country of Ephraim, and he built up the town and settled there. These are the territories that Eleazar the priest, Joshua son of Nun, and the heads of the tribal clans of Israel assigned by lot at Shiloh, in the presence of the Lord at the entrance to the tent of meeting. And so they finished dividing the land. Cities of refuge. Then the Lord said to Joshua, "Tell the Israelites to designate the cities of refuge, as I instructed you through Moses, so that anyone who kills a person accidentally and unintentionally may flee there and find protection from the avenger of blood. When they flee to one of these cities, they are to stand in the entrance of the city gate and state their case before the elders of that city. Then the elders are to admit the fugitive into their city and provide a place to live among them. If the avenger of blood comes in pursuit, the elders must not surrender the fugitive, because the fugitive killed their neighbor unintentionally and without malice afterthought. They are to stay in that city until they have stood trial before the assembly and until the death of the high priest who is serving at that time. Then they may go back to their own home in the